Good morning, everyone. We are going to start subjects fundamentals of information technology. Okay. So far we have completed so many topics, including history of computers also. So now we are going to start with a new topic. Briefly explain about the classification of computers. Okay. So today topic is classifications of computers. What are the different types of classifications of computers? So computers can be classified by their physical size and appearance. Okay, it can be classified based on their physical size and appearance. By size and storage capacity, we can classify computers into following steps. Okay, so computers can be classified by their physical size and appearance. By size and storage capacity, we can classify computers into the following steps. So starting from first one is personal computer. Personal computer. So what is personal computer? A personal computer can be defined as a small, relatively inexpensive computer designed for an individual user. PCs are based on the microprocessor technology that enables manufacturers to put an entire CPU on one chip. Businesses use personal computers for word processing, accounting, desktop, publishing, and for running spreadsheet and database management applications. At home, the most popular use for personal computer is playing games and surfing the internet. So we know that what is the uses of PC. Okay, we all have seen different types of personal computers in our homes or in our offices. So everywhere we can see the personal computers, and what are the features is also we have seen different types of features in it. Okay, so all the personal computers are designed for a single user systems. They're designed for a single user systems. These systems are normally linked together to form a network. Okay, it is normally linked to form a network. In terms of power, okay, in terms of power, nowadays high-end models of Macintosh and PC offer the same computing power and graphics capability as low-end workstations by Sun Microsystems. Okay, so there are different types of uh, okay, different models of computers have been available. Macintosh company PCs, these are all different types companies PCs are available. So workstation, what is a workstation? First one is personal computer, next is workstation. The workstation is a computer used for engineering applications like CAD CAM, desktop publishing, software development, and other such types of applications which require a moderate amount of computing power and relatively high quality graphics capability. Like workstation computers are used for engineering applications. So what type of engineering applications we are having? CAD and CAM. Okay, so what is CAD? Computer aided design. Okay, CAD is nothing but a computer aided design. Okay, computer aided machines. So for that sake, for designs of different types of machines, okay, so designing of different types of things, we can use we can use CAD and CAM design. Okay, these are the different types of softwares. So designed for automobiles, okay, designed for automobiles, okay, like a car designing, different types of machines designing, all these things. For that sake, we can use CAD. So software development and other such types of applications which requires a moderate amount of computing power and relatively high quality graphics capabilities. So it requires a high quality graphics capabilities. So workstations generally come with a large high resolution graphics screen. Okay, so this workstation generally comes with a large resolution graphics screens. Okay, there will be large type of graphical screen, a large amount of RAM. Okay, it requires large amount of RAM, inbuilt network support. It requires inbuilt network support and a graphical user interface. Okay, everything is required. Most workstations also have mass storage device such as a disk drive. Okay, so most workstations also have a mass storage devices. So different types of mass storage devices is required such as disk drives, but a special type of workstation called diskless workstations comes without a disk drive. So there are also some diskless workstations also there. Okay, diskless means without disk. So such type of workstations also comes without a disk drive. So common operating system for workstations are Unix and Windows NT. Okay, operating systems. So common operating system for workstations are Unix and Windows NT. So Windows Unix operating systems is there, and then Windows NT. So these are the different common type of operating systems. Like PCs, workstations are also single user computers. Okay, like PC, like personal computers, these workstations are also single user computers. Okay, like personal computer, this workstation is all are also a single user computers like PC, but are typically linked together to form a local area networks. Although they can also be used as a standalone systems. Okay, they can also used as a standalone systems. Okay, so these are the different types of computers. Like we have now we will see the workstations, how these workstations will look like. Okay, so I hope you all can see these are the workstation computers. Okay, you can see two monitors. You can move it from this location, and this location, that location. So these are the different types of workstation monitors. So its processing speed compared to the normal PCs are very high. Okay, so even in software computers, they use this type of monitor screens for their work. These are the different types of workstation computers. Right. So workstation generally come with a large high resolution graphical screens, a large amount of RAM, inbuilt network support. All these things are very good in it. So large amount of RAM will be there, inbuilt network support is there, graphical user interface it will provide. Most workstation also have a mass storage device such as a disk drives, but a special type of workstation called diskless workstation comes without a disk drive. Common operating system for workstations are Unix and Windows NT. Like PC, workstation are also single user computers like PC, but are typically linked together to form a local area network. Although they can be used as a standalone systems. Mini computer. It is a mid-sized multi-processing system capable of supporting up to 250 users simultaneously. So mini computer is also a multi-purpose system, multi-processing system capable of supporting up to 250 users. Okay, we'll see that one also. Mini computer. Okay, so this is mini computer. Hey, okay, so that is mini computer. Okay, so mid-size multi-processing system capable of supporting up to 250 users simultaneously. It can support up to 250 users. Mainframe. The mainframe is a very large in size and is an expensive computer capable of supporting hundreds or even thousands of users simultaneously. So mainframe computers is also very large in size and very expensive computer capable of supporting hundreds or even thousands of users simultaneously. It can support up to thousands of users simultaneously. Mainframes executes many programs concurrently and supports much simultaneous execution programs. It support much simultaneous execution programs. Okay, that are the mainframe computers. So we'll have a look of mainframe computers also. So these are the mainframe computers. We're having mainframe mainframe computers, right? So these are the mainframe computers which are having the most powerful computers. So have a look. This is a mainframe and computing speed is much faster when compared to others. Here it is linked to all these things. These are the mainframe computers. So what is the advantage of this mainframe computers? Okay, so what is the advantage is it can perform thousands of, okay, it can support up to thousands of users simultaneously. 1,000 users can connect at a time to this mainframe computers. Mainframe executes many programs concurrently and supports such simultaneous executions of programs. Supercomputers are one of the fastest computers currently available. So supercomputers are very expensive and are employed for specialized applications that require an immense amount of mathematical calculations. For example, weather forecasting, scientific simulation, graphics, fluid dynamic calculations, nuclear energy research, electronic design, and analysis of geological data. So all these things, for all these things we require a supercomputer. Okay, so we'll have a look of this supercomputer also. Yes, have a look of this. This is a supercomputer. This is a computer. Blue Genie. High processing speed, very much high processing speed will be there. So it can, uh, for weather forecasting, for all the typical scientific mathematical calculations can be performed using this supercomputer. Okay, right. So petrochemical prospecting, geological data, animated graphics, for all that sake, we require these supercomputers to taking the pictures of uh, planets, all these things, to find out the distance of different planets. Okay, so and the calculations, everything we require these supercomputers. Forecasting and all this. So classification of computers based on working principles. So based on working principles, what are the different types of classifications are there? Analog. An analog computer is a form of computer that uses the continuously changeable aspects of physical fact, such as electrical, mechanical, hydraulic quantities to model the problems being solved. Anything that is variable with respect of time and continuous can be claimed as an analog, just like an analog clock measures time by means of the distance traveled for the spokes of the clock around the circular dial. Okay, so what is an analog computer? These analog computers are different from the digital computers. So what analog computers will do means, okay, it is going it doesn't represent the data accurate. Okay, so always it will be analog data. For example, like a clock. So for example, changeable aspects of physical fact such as electrical, mechanical, or hydraulic quantities to model the problem being solved. Anything that is variable with respect to time and continuous. Okay, anything that is variable with respect to time and continuous, okay, is called as an analog, right? So anything that is variable, right? Analog clock measures time by means of the distance traveled for the spokes of the clock around the circular dial. So around the circular dial, okay, what are the different type of spokes are there? So all these things can be considered as an analog computers. Digital, a computer that perform calculations and logical operations with quantities represented as digits. Okay, so usually in binary number systems of zeros and ones, computers capable of solving the problems by processing information expressed in discrete form. From manipulation of the combinations of the binary digits, it can perform mathematical calculations, organize and analyze the data, control industrial and other processes, and simulate dynamic systems such as a global weather patterns. Okay, all these things will require a digital computer. Hybrid, a computer that processes both analog and digital data. Hybrid computer is a digital computer that accepts analog signals, so converts them to digital and process them in digital form. Okay, so there are different types of computers. One is analog computer, digital computer, and hybrid computers. So these analog computers are used in hospitals. Okay, we can see the for heartbeat, the screens which we have seen. Okay, all these types of computers are analog computers. And for weather forecasting, we require analog type of computers only. For temperature recognitions, for temperature findouts, we require analog type of computers. Whereas digital computers, the computers that perform calculations and logical operations, okay, which can perform logical operations, calculations, logical operations, quantities represented as digits, usually in the binary number systems of zeros and ones. Or for all these things, we require a digital computer capable of solving problems by processing information expressed in discrete form. From manipulation of the combination of binary digits, it can perform mathematical calculations, organize and analyze the data, control industrial and other processes, and simulate dynamic systems such as global and weather patterns. So hybrid means a computer that processes both analog and digital data. Okay, so a computer that processes both analog and digital data is called hybrid computers. Hybrid computer is a digital computer that accepts analog signals, converts them to digital, and process them in digital form. Okay, so computer that accepts analog signals, converting them to digital, and then processes them to digital form is called as a hybrid computers. So classifications of computers based on functions. Okay, we will see hybrid computers also. Image of hybrid computers. So these are the hybrid computers. This is olden day hybrid computer. So we are having new day computer also. This envy of hybrid. This is olden days hybrid computer. Olden day hybrid computer, and now we are having in this form new hybrid computer. Okay. So next is classification of computers based on functions. So based on functions, there are different types of computers like servers are nothing but dedicated computers which are set up to offer some services to the clients. Okay, servers are nothing but dedicated computers. Servers are nothing but a dedicated computers which are set up to offer some services to the clients. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Okay. So servers are nothing but dedicated computers. Servers are nothing but dedicated computers. So these are the computers designed to primarily to be used by single user at a time. They run multi-user operating systems. They are the ones which we use for our day-to-day personal commercial works. Okay, these are information application appliances. They are the portable devices which are designed to perform a limited set of tasks like basic calculations, playing multimedia, browsing, internet, etc. They are generally referred as a mobile devices. They have very limited memory and flexibility and generally run on as is basis. Embedded computers. They are the computing devices which are used in other machines to serve limited set of requirements. They follow instructions from the non-volatile memory and they are not required to execute, reboot or reset the processing units. Such units in such devices work to those basic requirements only and are different from the ones that are used in personal computers, better known as workstations. So classifications of computers based on the purpose. Different computers are designed for different purposes so that they can perform their task according to their capabilities. On the basis of different applications of purpose, computers can be classified into the following categories. General purpose computers. They are designed in such a manner that they work in all environments. The general purpose of computers are versatile and can store a number of programs meant for performing different tasks. The general purpose computers are not efficient and consume a large amount of time in generating the results. Special purpose computers. They are designed in such a manner that they can perform only a specified task. The special purpose computers are not versatile and their speed and memory size depend on the task that is to be performed. The special purpose computers are efficient and consume less amount of time in generating the results. Okay, so these are the different types of computers we are having: general purpose computers and special purpose computers. Explain about different generations of computers. Okay, so starting from there are different generations of computers. Okay, so first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, and fifth generations. Like that, we are having totally 5 generations. So first, what is the generations of computer? Okay, so what is generations of computer? So a computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. It has the ability to store, retrieve, and process data. Nowadays, a computer can be used to type documents, send email, play games, and browse the web. It can also be used to edit or create a spreadsheet, presentations, and even videos. But the evolution of this complex system started around 1940 with the first generation of computers and evolving ever since. There are 5 different generations of computers. First generation computers are from 1946 to 1959. So this is the period of the first generation computer invented the first successful electronic computer called ENIAC, electronic numeric integrated and calculator, electronic numerical integrated and calculator, numeric integrated and calculator. Few examples are ENIC, EDVAC, UNIVAC, IBM 701, IBM 650. These are all the names of the first generation computers. Okay, we'll have a look of first generation computers, how the first generation of computers look like. So look at this. Okay. So have a look of this first generation computers. How much big it would be? More than that actually. You're seeing only the front part, but actually its size is much bigger compared to. So this is a computer. Okay, have you seen the computer? Okay, once again you see. So this is the first generation computer. It was totally different when compared to now. So what are the advantages? It made use of vacuum tubes, which are the only electronic component available during those days. Okay, so only vacuum tubes are available because in those days only vacuum tubes are available. So the circuit was made up of these vacuum tubes itself. These computers could calculate in milliseconds. In milliseconds only they can calculate. These computers can calculate in milliseconds. In milliseconds they used to calculate the whatever the task is given to them, they are going to calculate. Disadvantages are these are very big in size. Weight was about 30 tons. Okay, so disadvantage was these are very big in size. It was not possible to carry. Okay, and weight up to 30 tons. 30 tons was very huge capacity. These computers were based on vacuum tubes. These computers were very costly. It could store only a small amount of information due to the presence of magnetic drums. Okay, so it could store only a small amount of information because it is having magnetic drum. Magnetic drum is a storage location where it is going to store the data. So its capacity is very less. It could store only few bytes. As the invention of first generation computers involves vacuum tubes, so another disadvantage of this computer was vacuum tubes require a large cooling systems. Okay, so it requires a very large cooling systems like air coolers. Okay, so it requires very large cooling systems and very less work efficiency. So it is not going to perform so much task also, very less task. Okay, less work it is going to perform. Programming capabilities and punched cards were used to take inputs. So programming capabilities and punched cards. So they use punch cards. What do you mean by punch cards? Punch cards means to give an input. Okay, to give input we require a punched cards which are used to take inputs. And amount of energy consumption. Amount of energy consumption is very high. Okay, how much energy it is consumption is very high and not reliable, and constant maintenance is required. So it is not reliable means there would be always there will be some kind of error. So maintenance cost is also required. Okay, these are the different types of first generation computers. So when coming to second generation computers, it was invented in 1959 to 1965. So this period, okay, invention is called as a second generation computers. So there are few examples: Honeywell 400 IBM 7094 CDC, 1604 CDC 3600, Univac 1108. So these are all the different types of second generation computers. So what are the advantages we are having? Due to the presence of transistors instead of vacuum tubes, the size of electronic component decreased. Okay, so due to the presence of transistors instead of vacuum tubes. So in the so what are the advantage means? So in the second generation computers, transistors were present. So because transistors were present instead of vacuum tubes, the size of computer become very small in size. This resulted in reducing the size of a computer as compared to the first generation computers, and less energy and not produce as much as heat as the first generations. So we'll have a look of the second generation computer also. This size was decreased total. This one. Okay, can you see? The size of second generation computers was less when compared to the first generation computers. Okay. So less energy it would take, not produce as much as heat as a first generation. Assembly language, and here also we are using assembly language and punched cards. So assembly language was invented, whereas in first generation computers only mission language was there. Okay, mission language means zeros and ones. In second generation we got assembly language. So what is assembly language? Combination of alphabets and characters to give an instruction. Okay, it would be combination of alphabets and numbers. Alphabets and numbers and symbols will be there. Based on this we are going to give an instruction. And what assembler will do? There will be an assembler called software or a program which will convert the program which we wrote in assembly language to machine language. Then this computer system can understand. Okay, so assembly language was invented, and for input sake we are having punched cards, and output sake we used to look at paper tape. So already we have seen punched card and paper tape images. Okay, so what is punched cards? Here we are going to give zeros and ones. Input we are giving as zeros and ones, and paper tape is an output. Better speed, calculate data in microseconds, better portability, all these things were there, okay, as compared to the first generation. So disadvantage is a cooling system was required, constant maintenance was required, only used for specific purposes. It is used for only specific purposes only. Okay, so there are the different types of advantages in this. Third generation computers. In 1965 to 1971 is a period of a third generation computer. These computers were based on integrated circuits. IC was invented by Robert Noyce, okay, and Jack Kilby in 1958 to 1951. 59. IC was a single component containing number of transistors. In third generation, we are having different types of computers. So these computers were cheaper as compared to second generation computers. Okay, we'll have a look of this third generation computers also. This. So can you see this image? I hope you all can see this image. Okay, now these are the third generation computers. How it would look like. See, it would look like a television itself. Two buttons and screen is black and white screen. Greens are the instructions. Okay, this is the third generation computer. So beautiful. Okay, so these are the computers were cheaper as compared to second generation computers. They were fast and reliable. Use IC in computer provides a small size of the computer. IC not only reduce the size of computer, but it also improves the performance of the computer as compared to previous computers. Okay, as compared to previous computers, so performance is also increased. So this generation of computers has big storage capacity. Instead of punch cards, mouse and keyboard are used for input. Here, okay, in third generation computer only we got mouse and keyboards. Okay, so mouse and keyboards were used for inputs. They use an operating system for better resource management and use the concept of time sharing and multi-programming. All these concepts was introduced: operating system, multi-programming, time sharing, all these things. These computers reduce the computational time from microseconds to nanoseconds. Okay, so computational time was also increased. So from microseconds to nanoseconds. So disadvantages are IC chips are difficult to maintain. The highly sophisticated technology required for manufacturing of IC chips. So air conditioning is required. Okay, air conditioning is also required to maintain that one. Fourth generation computers. 1971 to 1980 is the period of the fourth generation computer. This technology is based on microprocessor. A microprocessor is used in a computer for any logical and arithmetic functions to be performed in any program. Graphics user interface technology was exploited to offer more comfort to the users. Okay, so GUI was used, graphical user technology. Desktop, laptop, notebook, ultrabook, Chromebook, all these things have been introduced in the fourth generations. It is more reliable and work faster. It is available in different sizes and unique features. It provides a computer with more user-friendly interfaces with multimedia features. Okay, we'll have a look of fourth generation computers also. This. Okay, so this is the fourth generation computers. The size was much more decreased. Okay, and the processing speed is also more when compared to third generation. Keyboard mouse was already introduced, and okay, and C++ languages were used. These were already developed. Okay, so we'll end our class here today. We'll continue tomorrow.